kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you my Chile Relleno recipe. Let's get started. The ingredients are 3 Roma tomatoes, 3 eggs, a medium-sized onion, brown or white, your choice, 4 Poblano Chiles, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a cup of white flour, salt and pepper to taste, and you're going to need a bag, a Ziploc bag. This is a half a gallon. If you have a gallon, that's better because they can all fit in the bag after they've been roasted. So you have your chile poblano. They're still, cold and raw. So you're going to just put them in your pan. This pan is already hot. I preheated it. Some people put them in the broiler in the oven, but I prefer the pan because I can actually keep an eye on the chiles and they don't burn. So it will take a while because you want the flame on low. It will take a while. So a while can be anywhere from 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes. And then you just keep an eye on them, and as soon as they start to brown, see they're starting to brown just there, you just flip them around until it's all nice and bubbly and brown. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So this is what your chile should look like now. See how it's all pretty even and they're really floppy. They smell really good. This is exactly what they're supposed to look like. So at this point, you grab a plate and you put them in your plate because you're gonna come over to your workstation. Okay, so here's my bag. And these are my roasted chiles, okay? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in the bag, and they're still hot. So we're gonna put them in the bag, and we're gonna close the bag, and we're gonna let them sit in there for 5 minutes. As you can see, the bag is steaming up, and that's exactly what we want them to do. So it's very important to seal the bag. If you don't have a Ziploc bag, any clean bag is fine. Just tie a knot so that, nothing could escape. So for 5 minutes, we're gonna leave it there. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and dice my my veggies. And I'm not really gonna dice. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it up in kind of large sizes because this is gonna be a really delicious mixture that is going to go over my chile rellenos. So this is my onion and tomato mixture here, and it's raw. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some crushed pepper, just to your liking. I love pepper, so I kind of just put a lot. And just some salt, just like that. And now we're going to bring it over to my pan. And I did want to mention, your pan, you always want to coat it with something. You would never put this in here with nothing. It would just stick. So you could use any kind of oil, like a tablespoon or 2, and if you prefer olive oil, that's totally fine, or even like a spray oil, aerosol oil is okay too. So you always want to coat your pan, and you just drop it all in here, just like that, and you want to make sure and stir it around. Ooh, it smells good already. If you love garlic, you could always add a little bit of garlic, but I'm not going to add garlic this time because the chile poblanos have such a nice flavor already that I prefer no garlic. All right, and what you want to do is you want to cover it. You want to cover it and you want to put it on kind of like a low, just to let it cook. It shouldn't take that long. This should take about 10 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to show you how to coat your chile poblanos and get them ready. Okay, so here we have our flour, and if you don't have a sifter, that's totally okay. You can just put it in a bag and shake it up and then pour it down on your work bowl that you're going to use. So basically you can just dump it all in there. That's the flour, your garlic powder, just like that. And then a little bit of salt to your liking, and a little bit of pepper to your liking, okay? I don't like to say measurements on those because everyone has a different view on pepper, salt and pepper. And basically to sift it, you're just gonna sift it all. These are really cool tools and they're very inexpensive. So I do recommend everyone to have one of these in their kitchen because it really helps to stir everything in there. And it's pretty amazing how everything just got sifted in there all together. Wow, this smells good. Okay, so that would be your one of your items that you're gonna need for your chile rellenos. Okay, so now I'm just peeling off the skin of the chile we roasted. And as you can see, it's still kind of hot, but this is when you need to do it. You don't want anything to settle. Just like that. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just, you know, remove the skin. See, there's the skin. You kind of don't want to be chewing on too much of the skin. But if you leave a little behind, it's not a big deal. See, these are perfect. Look how nice these look. And you just want to make a little incision there. Because now we're operating here. You just want to remove the seeds carefully. We can let it cool down just a minute. Okay, so here you have your chile. It's cooled down a bit. You have the seeds inside. So what I'm going to do is use this bowl of water. Okay, and if you want to use your sink, that's totally fine. But this seems to be easier. It kind of works a little bit better because you don't have the running water hitting your chile, you know, kind of hard. So this actually works out better, in my opinion. So all I did was rinse it out. And as you can see, I just left behind all the filling, which is the seeds. You don't need none of that. And the same for this one. So now you have nice, clean, seed-free chiles. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Kind of like when you're making French toast. Has any of you ever made French toast? You know what I'm talking about. You leave the egg white behind, just like that. And I am still going to use the yolk, but I'm leaving the egg white behind. Okay, and I'm just putting the yolk in another bowl over here that I've been working with. Okay. All right. And if you know me, I'm a messy cook. And basically what I want to do now is just kind of fluff this up, make it nice and foamy. You can use a whisk, you can use a fork. I probably should have used a larger bowl, but that's okay. We're gonna get it all nice and fluffy here. As you can see, it's already starting to do that. Okay, that's exactly what you want to do. Okay. And I do everything by hand. I don't really use fancy machines, as you can see, because I actually enjoy doing this. It's kind of a workout. Okay, so now we're going to bring it over to this bowl, and I'm just going to finish mixing it. Just like that. Well, this is kind of a shallow bowl, but it's still workable. If you're wondering what that is in there, it's actually a seed. A couple seeds went in there, but it's okay. Okay, so that's what we have for the egg. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to roll my little island over to my workspace here. Alright, and I got my pan right here. It's nice and hot. And again, you're going to need a little bit of your favorite kind of oil. It doesn't matter which oil you're using, as long as the pan is coated. Now what I'm doing here is I'm transferring over the chiles. And you're probably wondering, what is she going to fill it with? Well, guess what? Any kind of cheese you have in your refrigerator is 100% okay. I'm using a jack cheese. You can use mozzarella, but I think at this point no one's on a diet, because if we're using flour, Nobody is on a diet. And basically, look, you just fill it in just like that. A couple pieces. I mean, if you absolutely love cheese, you can do 3 pieces. Or just cut them up in these strips like this. And you want to be gentle because you don't want to rip your chile anymore. You just want to keep it like that. See, this chile is larger. You're going to have different sizes. So if you wanted to put toothpicks, that's okay, but I don't like to because I got poked one time and that wasn't fun. So basically what you're going to do now is you're actually going to put it in the flour first, believe it or not. Okay, a little bit of flour, just like that, okay? Just like that. Then your egg. Okay, oops, it'll cook. And now you just put it into your pan. This is a messy job, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's worth it. Just a little bit, doesn't need so much flour. Just a little bit to kind of coat it. And here goes the other, whoops, get a little bit more egg in there. Here's the other one, all right. Okay, now we're gonna flip it over. This one. Okay, and just make sure that you get every inch of the chile in the oil. And this is the most difficult dish to make, just so you know. And they don't have to be perfect, but wait till you taste it. It's worth it. Okay, and coming back to the onion and tomato mixture, this is what it should look like. Okay, now we're gonna bring it over to our Chile Rellenos. Okay, these are bigger than these, but that's okay. And now what I do with this is I just kind of pour it over because I love my Chile Rellenos a little wet, just like this. Some people like them dry, I don't. I like them with a little bit of topping. So this is our finished product. We got the Chile Rellenos with the mixture that I made of onions and tomatoes. And Jessica's here right on time for lunchtime. And don't forget to subscribe and like my my YouTube. I'm just mesmerized. Anyways, don't forget to like my YouTube, comment below, share, subscribe, and most especially create these beautiful dishes that I have created, especially for you in my kitchen.
Yeah, Gigi,
for
eat
you
it
to
now.
try.
What is that?
Mmm.
I sister, I do.
Oh, here comes Dominic. You want a bite of this?
What's that?
It's Chile Rellenos. Go ahead, go for it. Okay, that kid eats everything I make. You like it? Delicious, huh? Okay. Well, thank you for watching.